Oh, how's it going, everybody? We're back with another edition of the All-In Quickie. And like I've said before, the rules are kind of like All-In, except we're paying tribute to bands that have less than 5 albums. So, continuing on with the whole supergroup theme, this time we're going to present Velvet Revolver. That's right. So, this time we have a combination of Guns N' Roses, which is like the 3 remaining members other than Axl Rose. And for vocals, we have Scott Weiland, who was with Stone Temple Pilots, and we have Dave Kushner, who was with many bands over the years, included Wasted Youth, Danzig, Jane's Addiction, and Dave Navarro's solo band. So, when did I first hear Velvet Revolver? Like many other bands of this era, I first heard them on the radio. And this is sort of like, just like Audioslave, it's in the same time span. So, they have 2 original studio albums, ranging from Contraband in 2004 to their later one in 2007, which was Liberated. So, really not much there album-wise, but definitely made a big impact in their short time. So, meanwhile, at this point, Guns N' Roses, they've been sort of split up for the past 10 years at this point, and we're still awaiting Chinese Democracy. So, I would call Velvet Revolver Guns Without Roses. That's what I call them. And even Slash, like, even outside of Guns N' Roses, he's had a hell of a career on his own. As like a solo artist, he teamed up with Miles Kennedy back in the 2010s. Of course, he was here in these 2 albums, so yeah, Slash alone had like many albums with him involved in them. And then of course, like later on after Velvet Revolver was done, then Scott Weiland gets back with Stone Temple Pilots before his untimely death. And yes, I did get to see Stone Temple Pilots right before that happened at the Rock Allegiance 2012 tour. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so let's get started here. So we're going to start off with, of course, Contraband, their first album. So here we start off with Sucker Train Blues. Real good tune. I think it should have been a single, to be honest with you. Definitely a good opener for sure. Do It for the Kids, Big Machine, which was popular. Illegal Eye Song, Spectacle, Fall to Pieces, which was real popular. You can definitely hear Slash's guitar work in that song. You got Headspace, good one there too. Superhuman, Set Me Free, that was a breakout tune. You Got No Right, Slither, which is another good one. Dirty Little Thing, another good single off of that. And Loving the Alien. And then of course, when you get into the bonuses, if you're in the UK, you got them covering Bodies by the Sex Pistols. It was like a live version. Real good cover, I loved it. But if you got the Tour Edition disc, you got a cover of Surrender by Cheap Trick. Then you got No More No More by Aerosmith. Fall to Pieces, the acoustic version. And then, at the very end of it, you get Negative Creep by Nirvana if you got the Australian version. So, like, all sorts of, like, little rarities here and there with it. If you go and download it, then you'll get all those versions with it. But yeah, this album here didn't come with all that, but yeah, pretty good covers there. But yeah, definitely a solid album. I liked it the first time I heard it. So then, honorable mention, back in 2005, the Fantastic Four soundtrack came out, and they did a song called Come On, Come In, which is nowhere on these albums. It should have been part of one of the albums. It's another good tune. So moving on to their last and final album in 2007, Liberated. So, a good follow-up, definitely, to Contraband, for sure. So, we have Let It Roll, She Mine, Get Out the Door, She Builds Quick Machines, good one there, The Last Flight, Pills, Demons, etc., American Man, Mary Mary, Just 16, Can't Get It Out of My Head, For a Brother, Spray, and you have Grave Dancer, and then depending on how it's all split up, there is a hidden track behind that called "Don't Drop That Dime," which it's kind of weird. They sort of did their own little tribute to like old time country on that hidden track. Very unexpected, but all in all, not bad. So yeah, Velvet Revolver, very short discography, short and sweet, but loved it. But as far as rating them, there's only 2 albums, 1 decade. Hell, it's even just a 3-year span. I would say, in the history of the Quickies, this is probably like the shortest span we've ever done time-wise, from 04 to 07. So, Liberated, I would say, is my least favorite, but I didn't hate it. Contraband, definitely a legendary album. But yeah, as I said, of course, Scott Weiland, before his death, he went on with Stone Temple Pilots again. And then it's like a couple years after these albums came out, then Guns N' Roses, which Slash wasn't involved in that point, GNR actually did finally release Chinese Democracy. Like, we were waiting for that for all those years. And then, really fast forward many, many years, then the original Guns N' Roses gets back together. So it seems like with everybody, like, it seems like things have come full circle with, like, Stone Temple Pilots and Guns N' Roses after Velvet Revolver was done. But it's kind of cool to hear, like, sort of a mixture of different subgenres in here. Like here you kind of have, like, some people might say GNR is, like, hair band, but not quite. But they definitely fit the time, for sure. And then Stone Temple Pilots, they're sort of more from the grunge side of things. So it's sort of a little bit of a balance between the two, if you ask me. But yeah, Velvet Revolver, the 2-disc discography, definitely recommend hearing it. So yeah, I don't really have anything else planned for any more Quickies here anytime soon, but if anything comes up, maybe you'll see a video next week, maybe you won't. I don't know. But there is still more regular all-ins in store coming up, so stay tuned for all that, along with, us drinking at the bar. That's going to release every Friday night, as it always has. We'll see you later.